right. There we go. Hello, everyone. This is my first art stream. What we're doing here is making an NFT. Now, if you don't know what NFTs are, they're pretty much any form of art that's been digitized and then sold online for, sorry, I got a cat here, for cryptocurrencies. Now, an NFT basically is selling your work as an original piece. So it's kind of like owning an original Picasso versus owning a print of Picasso. Obviously, my work isn't that level, but you know, you never know what piece is going to take you far. This is kind of important for a lot of artists, kind of exploring the digital world right now. Just because this is something that's very new. It's a few years old, I think, in the making. And it's going to be basically the new future of digital art. And ownership. Ownership's very important. Hey there, how's it going? Glad you could join. All right, so my process, what I'm doing is, yeah, you can do some art too. That's awesome. I love people who do art. What we're doing right now is I'm doing a collection of world sort of like pictures that represent, you know, either inventions or military power or anything that kind of makes a country great or what they're known for. I'm doing this in the style of constructivism. So what we're dealing with is a lot of very solid colors, a lot of thick lines, very plain stuff. Like I'll show you here. These are works that I've done so far. So I'm very proud of. So basically, this is Spain. This shows military power. Obviously, you've got your dancer here, because when you think of Spain, you think of like, you know, salsa, flamenco, all these other Spanish styles, cars and guitars. So anyways, how this works is you can see basically, here we go, here's where you can buy them. So you can buy this piece for 0.062 Ethereum, or right now it's equated to $232. Now, obviously, my software, I'm actually just using Photoshop. To make an NFT, you don't need very much equipment. You can use anything you want, any style. Like you can see, a whole bunch of punk stuff is done with pixels. It's very cool stuff. Alright, so here we go. So no one's bothered to look at this yet, but that's fine. I kind of want to build my collection first, at least have like 50 or 60 before I really start, you know, advertising them. Alright, so yeah, I'm just using good old-fashioned Photoshop here. I've already sketched an idea out. I never actually put, like, exactly what I'm putting on. So you can see basic sketching here. This is Scotland that I'm doing right now. So here's like a thistle. We've got a bit of a dancer. We've got sheep. There's gonna be a little sheep here. And obviously we've got Nessie. We think of the Loch Ness Monster. And I don't know if you knew, but Scotland invented the TV. So here we go. I've already started a little bit on this just to kind of make this a shorter stream. So I've got dancer and some of the sheep here. As you can see, I do it in layers. Keeping it very, very simple. Alright, so go. We're just getting into some detail here. Okay. Alright, so we've got some of this done. Now all we need to do here is the flower and the TV, and then we're going to go right into color mode right after that. So here we go. There's the flower. So as you can see, I've sketched this out pretty much in detail here. I'm very confident with flowers. Human figures, I need work, but you know, we all need to work on something, right? I like to start in, let's see, 9.9 or 9 point. Here, so I'll show you. So you can kind of see the thickness here. What you can do as well if you want, like I tend to go from 9, 15, and 20 points. So there's 15 and there's 20. I might do, I think for the flower, I'm going to be doing this in 9 point and then see what it's going to look like in 15. I'm not going to go as wide as 20 for this. Usually I set 20 for, you know, objects like tanks, buildings, things that are very focused on, you know, very straight angles. Anything that's organic, I tend to use smaller just because you can get in a little bit more detail. Alright, I like to use this tool. A lot of people will use, you know, like little drawing pads and things like that. I got used to this. So, I mean, I do have a tablet that I can use to draw freehand. But again, I'm a bit old school when it comes to that sort of thing, and I prefer doing it by hand and kind of shuffling all these around. So, and I zoom in quite close. A lot of the time, you'll see me kind of hanging out just like this. I love how easy this is. This tool is probably my favorite, my main tool, which is the curvature pen tool. It tends to follow more logically as to where these lines should be. You can see it's sort of sculpting. Sometimes you have to focus it just a little bit. Okay, so I'm doing the thistle right now. The thistle is their national flower. It's a very pretty thing. Of course, you can see them in other countries. You're going to see them, you know, in North America and all over the world. Basically, you draw directly on the screen. That's pretty cool. Like onto your computer screen? Or is it onto like a tablet that translates it onto the screen? So I love doing this. This is sort of like, makes it so easy. Sometimes I kind of have to deviate from the lines just because it needs a little bit more detail. There we go. Thistles are kind of weedy, so the leaves don't have to be perfect or symmetrical or anything like that. See, obviously it's going to recurve like that, so you have to shift it just a wee bit. I'm like way more technical. Oh, onto your computer screen. That's very cool. I've never actually seen that. How is it for like your posture and things like that? Do you find after a while it can be difficult on your back, or is it easier for you? Let's see, and you don't even need like a lot of art technique or anything like that to do NFTs. NFT is mainly for a lot of people who already have, you know, followings and people who know you and whatnot, who want to buy your art and support you just because of who you are. But it doesn't take much in this digital world to, you know, get that way. See how it just automatically draws this perfect line like this. Shift it. So yeah, my drawings are mainly just kind of guidelines. And this tool isn't perfect, but I just like how easy it is. Especially when you're doing sort of like a piece like I am, where it's not extremely technical, and I kind of want to pump all these out because I've got about 100 and, let's see here, this is going to be my 6th one, and there's 195 to do. So, I mean, getting through it, right? One picture at a time. Oh. That shifted. Easy to fix. There we go. Huh. So as you can see, these are matching. So let's see what size that is. So that's at 20 point. So you can reduce that whole thing. Let's go to 15 and see how she looks. Boom. It's a little bit better. Posture's great, just like sitting at a desk. Okay, okay. It's funny because I don't often sit at desks when I'm doing my work. I'm always in weird places. Okay, so I dropped a line here. That's alright. So what I can do is I can correct that. See? Easy peasy. What's really nice about constructivism art is, like, you don't even have to be good at drawing something. You can take an image and almost trace it. And you still get very similar results to what I'm doing right here. So I don't like how this line is. So you can kind of bend it. we go. That's better. See, look at that. See how it bends out of shape right over here? You can. And what's great about this is you can kind of create as many points as you want to alter, but you have to be aware that when you create a point, it's going to shift other points. See? Whoop. Because it's trying to follow a logical line. So here we go. Off the page. So what you're seeing is it's fine if you go off the page. It's fine if, see, I took a picture and I put that picture onto Photoshop. Just to kind of use, but when you get rid of that, see, that's all you're gonna see. There we go. Awesome. So this isn't 20. I don't normally do 20, but that's okay. No, that's 15. I forgot. Popped back to 20. It happens sometimes, but it's really easy to fix. But yeah, I'm hoping that I've done enough ahead of time a little bit, at least to be able to finish this tonight. It should only be a couple hours, which is why I kind of do this. And then I can show you what happens when I'm using OpenSea to create the NFT. Now, creating NFTs is not free. You do have to pay gas fees. You do have to buy Ethereum, like all kinds of things like that. So it's a bit of an investment. But once you get going, depending on which store you go to, it can cost you different things. I currently use OpenSea, which is probably one of the more popular sites at the moment. And what they allow me to do is do a one-time fee. It's usually like, I don't know, at the time, because it can fluctuate, right, depending on the price of Ethereum. But I only spent about $60 Canadian. But I needed about $250 worth of Ethereum onto my MetaMask account. But then once you get that set up, MetaMask is sort of like an all-around, very popular wallet for cryptocurrencies. I don't want it too sloppy. So I'll show you. There we go. So we're getting there. I think the more interesting aspect of what I'm doing here is that when I do color, I strictly use colors on the flags of each country. And I kind of develop it from there. Sometimes I'll add in like a couple, one or two other colors that you will find on like traditional costuming or on like alternative flags. Because as you know, some countries change their names and kind of change their history a bit. And their flags change in design. What's really popular right now in NFTs are, you know, the GIFs, and then you can also do video, you can do still art like I'm doing, you can do songs, like it's a very versatile platform for a lot of artists. I know I've got a few people interested in seeing this stream later because they've got a lot of questions and info. I'm hoping that I'm answering some of these in the process. All right, see, now you can see they're kind of overlapping. So I'm gonna do is leave that at that, and then start a new line. There we go. Change that to 15. It always pops up to 20. I don't know why. There we go. Okay. And this goes here. So Hawthorne, what are you drawing or painting or doing for your art? Kind of interested to hear about other people's projects as well. So I love the idea factory that we all are. See, now the reason why I did this is when you let it go, boom. So you're going to see all this here. So you want to make sure is that the layer that is chosen. And then you can grab an eraser. It's gonna have to rasterize, which is fine. Oh, way down. There we go. Yeah. So you just erase that one layer right there. And that way, it looks like it's on top. You'd like to know what you're drawing to. Well, let me know when you figure that out, because like sometimes impromptu and like you have no idea what you're doing type of work is it comes up with the best results, because you end up with something and you're like, oh shit, I didn't even think of this. So you can see this kind of decided to do its own thing. So here we go. I wish I had like a Bob Ross thing going on where I'm like, oh, happy trees. Remember, there's no mistakes. He's so positive. I love him. There we go. A bit of pull that up just a wee bit. There you go. You can see it's going straighter now. Pull this over here just to, yeah, see, you just wanted that little gap right there. And then, so I like leaving little gaps to color in. It can add like a little bit of excitement to the image. All right, so what I like about this is if you don't quite meet, you can see right here what's going on. And just slide that over. I like to make sure it follows along here. Let's see, that's too much. And there we go. That way it stays looking like it's underneath. See? Alright. So that doesn't quite look right. If you have a good eye for that sort of thing, it's always good to have. There we go. That's better. Matches now. Okay, so far what I got here is all this going on, and you can see this happening. You see things starting to kind of layer over top of each other. I don't worry about that until I'm done the single image. See, make that disappear. So when that happens, this is going to be on top. So everything that you see here is going to be sitting and very clear. You're not going to see any lines going through it rather than over top of what you see. So like her feet here, like that little bit's going to disappear. All this is going to disappear. And like, I don't know what it is. I need to learn to branch out a little bit, because I love this tool so much. And I feel like once I really start to expand on which tools I'm using, it's going to be something that's exciting. And I'll start creating more realistic things, you know. So I'm learning Photoshop as well as, you know, creating something that could potentially give me a profit in the end. Okay, I want to let go of that. So here we're going to do the thistle. It's quite complicated. So you don't want to go 15. All these lines here are 15. I'm going to go with 9 on this and see what it looks like. So here we go. So you can see it's a bit nicer. I zoom in a lot. All my other digital works that I've done in the past, I've done like really close and pixel by pixel, which is very time consuming. It's not like the worst way to do it. Sometimes you can have some really cool stuff in the end. You can go very high detail, but it's very painstaking. So like shifting and correcting. I would normally do this with a pencil. It's a very similar thing where you just like erase the line, redo it. This is better because I don't have to sit there and redo the line like 12 times. This is something that I have hand drawn. All my other works, I do have the original drawings for them. There we go. But I mean, everyone is, for NFTs, you're free to pretty much use any sort of format you want. Just because of how versatile it is. Sometimes that will bend, sometimes it won't. Let's make it a little bit spikier. There we go, so you can correct it without spending 20 years correcting it. When I'm drawing, it's a whole other story. Like, you see all my energy going into like 1 or 2 tiny little things. Sitting there sweating. I don't have fun with the sweating part, but it's part of the process, right? And if you can whip something out really fast, or if you can take your time at it, it's all up to you. Yeah, so here we go. Getting all these fine little lines in there, because thistles are very spiky. On the outside, I have a tendency to follow a lot of what I do, and then as I go in, I deviate a lot. Because it really depends on the line thickness that I'm using. Because it won't necessarily, with constructivism anyway, it's all very thick lines, so you have to reduce a lot of the detail. But I think the detail here that I've got going on is fine. You can see all the tiny little corrections here. Look at that. Oop. Now, obviously, people who have, you know, a lot more experience with Photoshop than I do, they would know better on what sort of things they want to use, what tools, what techniques, and how to accomplish things faster. This is just how I do it. So here we go. And I want to drop that, so there you go. So you can see the line's not too bad. This is a little thinner. We're looking at 9 here. These guys are 15. Okay, we're still at 9. Sometimes you'll need to, there you go, see it's better with a little bit of a curve. And each one of these is going to make a layer. So as you can see on the bottom here, you can see I've got a lot of layers already. I've already done close to 50. Some of them I've merged already though, when I did the the sheep and the dancer. And then I'm just going to do this over and over again. Super easy. Another thing you can do as well is, let's see here. I'll drop that. Do that, and let's see here, copy, paste. There you go. See, so you can, and then you can even kind of arrange them, transform them, so you can rotate to kind of fit better. Okay. And then we'll drop that. Paste another one, and that way as well you actually create sort of like a uniform image, and you're not sitting there drawing each and every single thing, because that's, you know, in the form, like when you want to start pumping things out very quickly, you kind of have to find shortcuts. So like Control V. Here we go. There you go. So we'll move him here. Move another one here. They're not positioned properly just yet, but you can keep going with that. Boom. Go to transform, skew, or rotate, distort. There's so much you can do with this. See, and you can even shift it like that a little bit. Because then once you get all these down, you can kind of move them around how you feel is what looks good to you. Like I can move that one here. Because you want to, on thistles, you kind of want to, you know, scatter them around. Now for the other side, what I can do is take this, we'll transform that, and we'll flip it horizontally. There we go. And then transform it again by using rotate. Bam. Just like that, guys. Look at that. It doesn't look that bad either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-copy, repaste that. Sometimes they get a bit too close to each other, so you have to kind of pray that you grab the right image. There we go. And we'll rotate. A little bit more. Let's throw this one up here, I think. Yeah, there we go. That's better. And don't worry, it's gonna look a lot more random once I get these all situated, because I've got all these middle ones to do as well. Kind of want to follow what you did on the outside here for this. I mean, they generally grow in the same direction. There we go. See? Just like that. Okay. Copy and paste that guy. Oop. Did it work? Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to throw this right here. Good. This one I'm just going to rotate a little bit. I'm going to leave the other one, I think, just to add a little bit more randomness to it. So there we go. And then I'm going to go with this one here. Okay. There we go. There's another one. I think right here would look good. And we'll rotate it a little bit the other way. So, boom. So yeah, literally anybody can do this. If you can draw 1 or 2 shapes and just sit there, copy and paste, you can do all kinds of crazy stuff with it. There you go. So we'll look out here. And so that's what it ends up looking like right here. So it's kind of cool, a little bit more realistic than like the other 2 figures that I've got going on. So let's see what it looks like on top here. Yeah, there we go. All right. As you can see, the person I've just kind of used as a regular template. That was not my final project. You can see here, kind of this is what I ended up doing earlier today. So like I can move her around if I don't like her position. I don't like this position. There we go. Just because it hides a little bit of Nessie over here, but you can still see that it is the Loch Ness Monster. Alright, so you can see there's a bunch of tufts. So if you look at a thistle, not everyone knows what a thistle looks like. So there we go. It's these guys. It's got a little bit purple, a little bit green. And what you're seeing on here is my rendition. So these are all just going to be little tufts. I'm not going to color them just because purple isn't on the Scottish flag. Let's see here. I might decide to go a little bit thinner with these just because they are a bit wispier. But I'm going to make them the lines first, kind of play with them a little bit, and then go from there. What's going to make 0 sense? What do you got going on? What are you cooking up? Oh, see, I didn't drop it, so you're gonna drop it. Okay, so I'm getting lines like this, and these you can repeat over and over again to fill this in. So as you go here, you can see that they're starting to bend. So, paste. Oh, see, that didn't work. I didn't drop it properly. There we go. Just click on that, copy, paste. So like, where should I drop this? Because I can keep going here. Let's see what happens when I do that. It looks more to what I need. Not quite. If I can make it work. You can't even describe what you're making. Hey man, just keep going until you get that finished product, you know? And I mean, you've got me on Discord, so when you're done, just give me a DM. Show me your stuff. I'd love to have a look. I'm always interested. So I'm going to go back to the tool here. Just because I'm finding it a little bit easier for myself to just kind of go with what I see. You help me find my feet. My feet. When I can't stop falling, like I'm lost inside a dream. A dream. So constructivism is all about simplicity, and I like it just because I can show a lot of people how to do it. They don't have a hard time catching up to it or replicating it themselves. art is about sharing, right? And expression. And especially in these times right now, a lot of people are feeling stressed, and I've noticed a lot of the people that I do know have actually turned to visual arts, and they've expressed that it's helped them a lot cope with the stresses of the pandemic. I know some people are no longer in quarantine, and areas are no longer under any type of, rules and regulations as far as people going out is concerned. I know a lot of spaces in Canada right now. See, look at that. It's not terrible. I know here, at least, we're still under lockdowns, which can be stressful for a lot of people. And this is something that people can do at home. They don't need very much money. And who knows, by the end of this craziness that we call 2021, you'll come up with a piece of art that'll just blow everyone away. Who knows, maybe you'll become a famous artist. So I don't like where these lines are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrunch them up over here. It's easy enough because you can just grab and move it. See? Oh yeah, that's a lot better. I think I might rotate that one. Just a touch. So like that. The virus has become political. I think it's been political from the start. Where, obviously it's been a health concern as well. It's not solely about politics, but I know in the States a lot of things do become political when they don't need to be. And we're all trying our best. Do I mess them up? Do I start crisscrossing them? Stop making it too complicated for this. No, I think we're good just like that. So we're gonna leave that. So right now, showing a bit much. So here, we'll get rid of that and we'll get rid of that. So when you're satisfied with it, you just kind of, there we go. You go to layer and then merge visible. So before you want to make any you want to make sure that you look through it, you're happy with it. Keep making corrections before you merge. So once you merge, it becomes a single object, and you can't quite do the little things that you did before. There we go. See? But I merge these things now because it becomes easier to erase. So here we go. So here's the lamb, and I want to make sure that these parts are tucked underneath the thistle here. So I want to, so that's the lamb. So I'm gonna click on this layer here. So it's gonna make it so basically, this is the only thing that you're gonna be erasing. Like watch this. Make this big so you can see what's going on. There we go. So I'm not erasing anything else. Just the lamb. Anyways. So you can see I shifted her a little bit. I'm gonna move her back. There we go. That makes more sense now. But I think, yeah, you can see something's up. Oh yeah, that's it right there. There we go. So now she's okay. Except you can see all this mess here. So let's figure out what's going on. You can see sort of what works and what doesn't. You know what? Let's see. Yeah, that seems to be it right there. doesn't have to be perfect either, because you can fill in stuff later. Like that I'm gonna have to fill in, that I'm gonna erase. So here we go. Oop. It's so easy. See, I accidentally did that because I used a fat eraser. There we go. We'll clean that up a little bit there. And we'll fill that in. I'm just gonna use a pencil. Use a pen. There we go. Gotta make sure it's black, otherwise you're gonna end up with a weird funky color. Here we go. Filled that in. And we'll fill that in just so then when I go to colorize, it's not going to ink everything. So there we go. So it fits back there. All this noise is going on. So the first thing I'm going to do is, you can see, that's the lamb, that's the thistle, and that's the dancer. I'm going to erase what's going on here. So I need to touch the dancer. Like checking that, so highlight that. And then away you go, see? Just cleans it right up. And I can't erase that because that's the lamb. But I can erase that. So I don't think, yeah, you can see here now, she's overlapping here. Kind of makes her foot look a bit funny because she cuts off her shoe, but we'll fill that in and it'll take care of it. So there's the original image, and there's the drawing. Okay, and now we're going to focus on the sheep. That's the sheep there. I'm going to use a slightly bigger eraser just because it's a bigger area that I'm dealing with. Use 55. There we go. Just kind of less of a pain this way until I get into these small areas such as here. Yeah, that fits. That fits perfectly. What I love about this is if you make a mistake, it's really easy to just revert. Okay, so it looks like our thistle is pretty clean, and it will make the other images look a bit funny when you go to, for example, you get rid of that. So you can see all the little tiny areas. You definitely don't want to colorize just yet. This isn't that stage because you would need to merge them, otherwise you're gonna get like a full screen. Oh hey there, Cobra, no worries, better late than never, eh? So yeah, this is sort of what's going on for now. So we just have the TV to go, Nessie, and then the colorization, which is a little bit more complicated than actually drawing itself in this case. Because obviously the sheep is going to be a little tricky to, I guess, contrast to everything else, because it's either going to be like white or black. Okay, perfect. So you got that going on. He can disappear, that can disappear, that can disappear. I tend to get rid of layers just because it's less distracting. Okay, so we've got a TV. The TV here is mostly straight lines. So you're going to be going, using the straight, like the line tool. Make sure that it is, you know, whatever color you need it to be. I need it to be black right now because I'm going to be inverting the colors later. And because it is an inorganic object, I'm going to go balls to the wall and do a 20 point. It's going to be big. And fat lines. Watch this. Fat lines. Boom. You can see how big those are actually. And you know what? Maybe I'll even, you can even see, for example, like 40 wouldn't even be overkill. Boom. With a TV. So like when you get this all together, you got these thick lines on the sheep here, these thinner lines on the lady. So it would still be an okay combination. So let's keep going. Oops. There we go. That's what I want. Okay, and what's nice about the line tool that you can kind of see if things are 100% straight or not. So like 90.4, you can see it's not straight. There you go. That would be perfect 90. What I'm doing for the TV is a little bit perspective. So it's coming from, you're on the right side of the TV, kind of looking from the side. So it's going to naturally have these lines going on. There we go. And it's a bit messy here, just because there's going to be stuff on top of it. So I don't have to worry about correcting that. I just want to make sure I get sort of this straight image where the TV screen is. 89.4. So I want to make sure it's 90. There we go. So you get two lines that are perfectly parallel to each other here. Okay, so erasing this will need some rasterization, so you need to make sure that this is sort of like what you want. This isn't exactly what I want because you can see all kinds of little things poking out here, and I don't necessarily want that. So what you can do is, boom, so you can hide these lines. I still want these guys, obviously, because that's the screen itself. And I'm going to be erasing these parts of the lines here, so it's not terribly important, but this one is going to be important. Boom. Just like that, you can zoom in, make sure it works. If not, just go a little bit lower. There we go. So we get that curve in there that I want. Let me go back down here. You can see it's a little bit long too. So you got this bit here too. So I might shorten that. But again, you have this lady sitting on top. So all this stuff here you're not going to see. So I don't need to correct it heavily. Up here I definitely do because it's going to be between her arms. This is going to get erased, that's going to get erased, and then that's going to get erased. So you want to make sure you highlight this line, which is, well, I mean, I don't need to figure out what layer it's on, it'll do that itself when you click on it. And then it's going to ask me for rasterization, so here we go. It's kind of frustrating that it's small. There we go. Alright, so now I can't erase anything else, no matter how sloppy I get. So pick that line. Yes. Perfect. So you can see here. There we go. See, that cleans that right up. It's pretty good. Okay. So as you can see, that's going to be a very solid TV screen. Oh, see, I forgot that there. You can see. So let's see if I can. Yeah, I totally can. There you go. So that's a clean line right there, you can see. And then I'm going to actually start erasing in her as well, just because it's less of a distraction for me. Oh. That way I can kind of see Nessie. So when I start drawing Nessie here, I'm going to be less confused as to what I can see and what I can't see, and what's going to be at the end result. So look at that, she's now on top. As opposed to inside or underneath. See, look at that. Got a finger that's a little janky here, but I mean, once it gets to the actual size, like, it's barely noticeable. Thanks, White Rabbit. I am a bit of a witch, yes. An old witch. Yeah. It's Photoshop. I love Photoshop. I think I just picked it up. Yeah, I just picked it up a few months ago, so I'm definitely not an expert. And if anyone knows how to use this better, I'm always up for hearing some constructive criticism or some advice. I am by no means a professional at this particular program. I'm more of a pencil girl myself, but change with the times, right? There we go. Now we can see her. Something happened here. What happened here? I think that is... Let's see. Let's get rid of the TV. Let's see what happened. So a line in there got erased somewhere along the lines. So I'm going to have to figure out why and how to fix it. What I can do is replace her completely. What I've done is I've saved her original. So like I can go File, Open. There she is, see? And I can see what's going on here, or I can just, you know, take her, move her out, and place the new one in, or I can just redraw this line. So you can see, boom. And you can see where it got messed up. So this isn't going to be perfect, but yeah, you can see. I believe I did that with 9. Yep. Okay. There we go. And then, so I can round it out, make it like it was, or you know, I can change it if I want, which usually ends up happening a lot of the time. I do like 1.5 million little adjustments. So do it like this. And that got erased there. So I might, there we go. So now it's not so aggressive, and I have to redraw this line here. Oh, it's at 20 again. Here we go. Go back to 9 and try and get this guy right. Sometimes I have to like really zoom in to get her going. So yeah, once I get the TV done, we're gonna get right into coloring. What I do is I actually look up each flag's color hex code. So you can kind of see what's going on. See if we can add everything. So let's see what everything looks like together so far. So you get a lot of mess here, but we're cleaning that up. Drop that. We will drop the, we need her, but we don't need the sheep at the moment. Okay. So there we go. So I fixed her shirt. Just get rid of that completely. Yeah. It'd be really cool. You can kind of make her look like she's coming out of the TV too. You can move it in there, get rid of her bottom half, but have this kind of poking out. But we're not going to do that. We're going to make her outside of the TV. Don't need any of that. Right up to her skirt here. There we go. Look at that, guys. It's looking better already. So I can see, you can choose if you want to correct as you go, or go through it first and then correct later. See, I did that there. I didn't kick myself for it, but I'm going to correct it now. So there we go. And then we're back to erasing. Just right up along here. As you can see, her dress is causing this little speck to be revealed here, so we're going to close that up. So already she's now dancing in front of the TV with the thistle on top and the sheep. So it's not bad. Now here's the decision if I should want the sheep on top of the TV or behind the TV, and I'm gonna go with behind. So I'm gonna want to select the sheep and then erase. And then everything else is safe. I know TVs have antennas back in the day. They're very straight, thick lines. Oh. Thanks for subscribing. Really appreciate it. Hopefully we'll see you around. Alright, so this TV was at 20 or 40. You can easily check by just clicking on it. And then, so... Did I use that? To me, that looks like it could be, I think it was 40. So. Alright, I'm going to do this, and then we're going to switch that to 20. So half the size. You'll see it jump. There you go. So yeah, I was right. This is 40 here. This is 20. So we'll keep it at 20. Go from here, because I like doing perspective. Things in the distance, obviously they look smaller, and the closer they are, they look bigger, and that's why I've got the TV on this angle. Alright, come on. There we go. I'm gonna stretch that line up just a little higher, because why not? Who doesn't like long antenna? So the eraser's too big here. There we go. And you can go in and correct. There we go. So you can see here, TV's going through the hand. You don't really see these errors until you're like face first in them. So if I were to continue this, you would see that. And that's not kind of what you want to do. See? Yeah, we're going to keep it solid here. Like that. Doesn't look terrible. Ah, yeah. Thank you, Jingle Jesus. Thanks for joining. So this is so far what we've got. We're almost there. We're almost through the outlines. When you see it without the art, this is kind of what it's going to look like. When you clear the sketch, you can obviously see more what's going on, what things overlap, what things don't, where you need correction. I don't like what's going on here. So I have to decide whether I want to shorten the thistle or shorten her leg here. And I don't want to have her look like tree trunk legs, so I'm going to shorten the thistle. There we go. Well, thistle leaf, I should say. I should be more accurate on that. So there we go. Okay, you can see I still have this to erase here. Yeah. So I was worried about that for no reason earlier. Trick is to get good enough. There we go. Clean that up just a little bit. I like to round things out. I'm not a huge fan of like sharp angles. Yeah, we're gonna leave it like that. Like most art, you don't want to keep tweaking and tweaking and tweaking. Because eventually you end up with something that you're not happy with. I forget which artist, what someone said earlier to me before. But a piece of artwork is never finished, merely abandoned. And I kind of took that to heart. I kind of really like that saying. Okay. Yeah, we don't need that. What I'm doing here is actually using my correction. So get rid of that. Oh, see, those are the corrections that I want to put in. Kind of want to keep her together, right? So that's gone. That's gone. See, that way, because I want to fuse this with this. Make sure to get rid of the background when you merge your layers. And then you also have to keep the visible one highlighted. There we go. So now if I were to pick her up, move her around, I'm not going to leave any of those graphics behind. Look at that. Alright, let's see what I got left to do here. Okay, so I've got the TV. So I definitely want to fuse the TV on its own. So I'm going to isolate all that. So there we go. So that's what you got for that layer. Boom. And it makes it less cluttered down here. So you can kind of just work with your objects all on their own. Alright. Now we're going to deal with Nessie. So we're going to get rid of all this, except for the TV. Well, you can get rid of the TV too, actually. And we're going back to my favorite tool. I just like it because it follows some logic that like my pencil doesn't necessarily go into when I draw things. There we go. And it usually corrects itself as you go along. Boom. You can see a gap. So you can see that gap rounded off. What you can do when that happens is gonna straighten that out. Bam! It's a little bit wonky. There we go. So when you come out, this is kind of what you see. The fiddle. As you're wont to do with art, you know. Everyone tends to. I think this needs to go up a little bit more. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Just like in real life, right? You kind of have to go in, you kind of have to go out to kind of gain perspective. See, look at that. Like, it's not pretty right there. So we can move that. Okay, so we need to straighten that a little bit to kind of... There we go. That's what I needed. That. Just slide that down. The more points you put in, it's kind of the more control you have. But the less points you put in, the more kind of fluid it's gonna be. So I could, you know. Here we go. So like what you can do. Kind of not do what I'm doing here and tweaking every little thing. Let's see if I can get rid of this. You can can kind of see how much fiddling I was doing. So say I start here. I can do, maybe, I'll do 4 points. There you go. See, look how nice that little circle is there. That's a little bit better than what I was doing earlier. Boom. Boom. There we go. See, it's cleaner now. Then you can join them up. See, now it's connected very beautifully here. Dot, dot, dot. Perfect circle here. Okay, this one's a little forward. There we go. And look at that. Very smooth. Put together. Hey there, Potato. Thanks for joining in. Glad to see you. So I'll show you what we've got so far. Just because, like, you're just tuning in. Yeah, it's definitely getting there. The NFT is going to be developed pretty soon. As soon as I'm done Nessie, we're going to go straight into color and how I do that. Yeah, it's gonna look really good. I just have to also figure out which colors I'm gonna be going with where. That's the big problem. Ooh, I got rid of a line here. That's not it. There we go. That's the shape I'm looking for. So yeah, Potato, I was just telling people, like, with the this tool, this curvature tool, it's one of my favorites because you can do minimal, and it just kind of follows the logic. It already just, look at that, how clean that is. Now I don't know how far this lady's arm goes. It's not terribly important, but you can see anything that's going on here is going to be irrelevant. So I can just leave it at that. And then continue the line, another line elsewhere. There we go. See? That's nice. That's nice. You can alter it. So that's essentially what's going on here. I'm not going into huge detail with Nessie just because nothing in constructivism is high detail. It's just so convenient. You can erase and not worry. There we go. See? So now all you have here is his mouth now. And it's behind her. See, it doesn't take very much time. That's why I like these. You know, little adjustments here and there. The program does a lot of the work for you. Then you can go in, make minor little micro corrections. So that's fine. You can see the connection here looks okay. There we go. So then we're going to do some ripples in the water. Just because, you know, when things are moving in the water, poking in and out, when you see birds and all sorts of critters, you're going to see... You're going to see some ripples in the water. I just did like a straight up triangle right there, and it automatically curved it around where I needed it to be. Okay, and then there. That's what that's gonna look like there. See, it's a little bit weird. They don't necessarily follow each other, so I'll go in here. There we go. So I'm gonna see if I can make it work. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. That's better. And then this one I'm going to fix as well. It doesn't quite sit right. So what I'm actually going to do for this one is move it and rotate it. It's not the same angle. There we go. That looks a lot better. And there we have it. There's our ripple around his body here. Okay, I'm going to do that again. If I follow my lines, I shouldn't falter. But I mean, like I said, I have a tendency to deviate. Because why not? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my sound alerts. I don't know if you guys are hearing it. I know I'm not. I somehow need to fix them. Thank you, Jingle Jesus. But I did change my subscribers, and I did change. I have corrected my new follower. The new follower thing is fun. So I think you were saying, Jingle, that you wanted to unfollow and then follow just to test it out. Just to see the little video. Okay. So we're gonna move that. See, it doesn't quite look right to me. It doesn't quite share the same. So this one I'm going to move up just a wee bit. Let's see if that one works too. Oh, see, now I'm moving the whole thing. Boop. And that's not what I wanted to do. I think what I need to do is... Oh. Hey there. Thanks for the subs. That's amazing. I love all of you guys for coming in here. It's my first art stream, so... I hope I am doing okay for you guys. As you can see here, you can just fiddle. I'm so glad to see you on, man. I'm just kind of doing like the simple stuff right now. We're actually very, very close to colorization. So here's what we got going on. And then when I remove this, so then the background is going to be plain white. And then I'm going to invert it. Inverting it is kind of interesting because then all the black lines turn into white lines. And it creates... Get down with art. Yeah, you can get down with art. Awesome. Maybe I'll do a few more future ones just because I do have 195 of these total to do. It's not a goat, it's a sheep. It's a sheep. Hang on, we can get rid of this. Because we're doing Scotland. So, I mean, I know goat and sheep look pretty similar. But I'll show you the image that... Oh my goodness. So I didn't let go of that. That's a habit I have, is like not letting go of the tool. So here we go. Look at that. I love that. Favorite tool ever. See, that's alright, that's not. So we're gonna correct that one right now. What do I need to do here? I think I need to pull that just a little bit. Yeah, there we go, that's better. And then we'll shift it up a little bit just to kind of go with, yeah, see? And there we go, folks. Look at that. So new. Yeah, I am actually. I've used this program probably all, well, 7 times. Alright, let's get rid of that. Where's my sheet? There we go. So there we go, we got all these guys going on. So that's it for the outline. What I'm going to do is add another layer. I don't really care what its name is. And then I'm going to paint it white. So we get a white background. You're going to freak out here. It's alright, just move that down. Boom. Alright, so here we go. We've got this all in black and white. I like leaving it in layers just in case. And then you're going to invert. So I need image. There we go. So that's just inverting that. Because I only had that highlighted. There we go. So it's not going to let you adjust it when you're doing this. When you do multiple layers, so what you have to do is actually merge them all. So we'll merge all the visibles. So now it's flat. And now we can invert. Watch this, guys. There we go. So it looks a little complicated here now just because, like, you know, our brains don't necessarily think in this way. But here's the fun part for me is, so you go Scottish flag, colors. I like to get the exact color done. Alright, so we're dealing with blue and white. There's an older flag that you have some red in there, so I might do a little bit of red. Just kind of like an ode to. You'll find most flags are, they use very, very similar colors, blue, white, red, but in various hex codes. So it's not the same blue, it's not the same, you know, same white and things like that. So Scotland flag has 2 hex colors. So there we go. That's our blue. Go back here. And we're going to start inking. So this is where you kind of put the hex color. Boom. And now you have your Scottish blue. So let's see. We could do the sky white or we could do the sky blue. We'll try sky blue first. If we decide we don't like it, then we can change it. Okay, and then I'm gonna go back. So this is like your standard white. I don't necessarily need to copy it. You can go right here and there it is, right in the top corner. Can't go any further. So boom. A lot of little tiny holes though. But here's the thing. These lines start to disappear. Okay. So it's up to you on what you want to do about that. I think what I'm going to do is maybe I'll do the inside of this green for now, and we'll figure out what to do with the sky later. I'm just going to do a touch of green because I tend to do that with the flowers. They're always green. But maybe it's going to be like a blue-green of some kind. I like that color. That's a nice color. You're not going to be able to get like every little thing. Kind of annoying, but people aren't zoomed in when they're looking at this like this. So I'm moving a little quick in this. Usually I'm a little bit slower, just because I always get afraid to nick the white and then it's like blip. But I'm getting faster at this. This is kind of the important part when you're doing a series of like over 100 paintings. Is how fast can you get them out? And of course, the more you practice, the faster you're gonna get. Sheep white with original black lines. With this, I'm gonna be keeping the white lines. So the sheep may even end up being just black with white, and then I might reverse the sky. We'll figure that out once we get the actual other colors in there. We'll see what works. I do a lot of fiddling. See? I'm not gonna paint those purple. Even though thistle is purple there, it kind of, I don't want to add too much of another color. Okay, so we're gonna make, I think we're gonna make Nessie white. I think white's gonna be good for him. Her. Yeah, see, look at that. And I like to leave the main objects as black. As you can see in my other ones, here, we'll pull that up. There we go. I like to leave a lot of objects just straight black. My other works. You can see my Japan one. A lot of black here, things like that. So it's very likely the sheep is going to end up being black. Her shirt is probably going to be blue. I think I'm going to do blue. And what's nice is once you get the color down, you can, any color you have, you can kind of recreate by just pushing Alt, and it'll pick up that color. See, now the sheep's green. So yeah, we've got the option of blue sky with white ground. Okay, yeah. Oops. There we go. And so you don't lose the plant as badly now that it's been colored. Oop, forgot that part. There we go. So you can still see it. It's not like it destroys it. I was only concerned earlier because if I were to color this white and then nick that, there could be a leak somewhere. And then I gotta, find the leak. And it's kind of a pain. So here we go. So yeah, I might keep... There we go. So when you see the image, like obviously here it's not great, you can't see it, but when these images get printed out or when you buy them and zoom in, you can see a clear line. The program, I'm using Photoshop. This is just Photoshop. I don't do anything too fancy. So she's having a bit of fun here with her dancing. I could have made this plaid by adding lines, but I would rather not complicate the image. Because again, constructivism is all about simplicity, right? So like I could even, if I wanted to, but you lose the TV ears. So, her face, I think we're gonna make her face white. Yeah. Let's see how that works. It's a great thing. See, I think it kind of drowns it out. So I'm gonna go back to black. And this is where the red is going to come in. I gotta figure out the old flag. As we saw here, these are the old flags, Scottish Union Jacks. So we can do Scottish Union Jack hex. And that did not create what I wanted. That's fine. But you can kind of see the evolution here. And that's part of what I do, is I do a lot of research about the country itself, the history of the flag. As you can see, here's Ireland, here's Scotland, England, Scotland, Ireland, and then the original Union flag. So it's like all these flags kind of jammed together makes the current flag. So there we go. So I'm just gonna give it, I don't want it to be too shocking. I don't want to go all the way. And we're just gonna give her red hair. Like straight up red hair, because Scotland, why not? You know? Yes, I did. I'm so glad you found the email. All right, so, you know, I think our better option might be to reverse this. So that's gonna be hard now. Let's see how far. No, it's not gonna work. So what we're gonna have to do is hope it doesn't leak, basically. So yeah, see, it leaked right there. Turned everything. And I know exactly where the leaks are. They're right here, which is fine. See, we're gonna see a leak here. So when I want to turn these lines white again, I kind of have to go around correcting all this. And this is sort of what we were trying to avoid. But it's inevitable. I have a tendency to change my mind on things, so. So here we go. How do I fix this? I am going black with the white outline. So let's see what happens when I do white first. All right, cool. It's easier to change your mind. Yeah, well, that's exactly what I'm talking about. With digital art, it's super easy to change your mind and to fix. So now I can paint him black. But again, where is that leak? There they are. You can see right here. Which isn't hard to fix. You can either use like your drawing tool, just patch them up like this. See if there's any other leaks that I can see. I'm gonna have to make this smaller, I think. 9? Yeah, I can do 9. And the patching isn't hard. It's where you see suddenly it's like, see there's white right there. I'm gonna go with 1. So you can even do this. It's fine. That patched it up. Okay, we're gonna see more patches here. And you can be pretty sloppy about it. It's not, because you're gonna be coloring this whole thing black anyway, and you're just creating these lines. That will prevent the leak. And they'll hide as soon as you turn it black. Alright, I think we're looking good. We'll know in a second when I try to color it. So watch this. And we got it. We got all the leaks. So now this is what we're seeing. Okay. So leaks are nothing to panic about. Never have a full plan with acrylics, so I have to be careful. Yeah, acrylics. The thing with acrylics is that they dry very, very quickly. There's pro to that and a con to that. Con being you have to move very quickly if you want to make corrections. However, it is super fast and easy to paint over. So if you really, really hate something, you can just take a pile of white acrylic and just go nuts on it, and everything is gone. So there's another leak. I'm not worried about the white leaks. Just because I have decided that this background is going to be white. So I'm just going to focus here because you don't want to sit there wasting too much time. And we've got one more leak here. And I like to zoom out just to double check. Alright. These seem okay. Here's the confirmation. Boom. There. See? There we go. That's better. Okay. So because of the white, you don't necessarily see the ripples. So I'm gonna also color those. There's a lot of leaks in there though, which is kind of why I was hesitant, but I'll get over it. I know that's not a leak, but sometimes I like to cover my bases. Boom. There we go. And I mean, it can look really clunky when you're like up this close. You know, you don't really know. So that's why you constantly see me going in and out. I know you're mocking me, fool. Oh my god. So terrible. I don't. I'm very sloppy with my cleaning. You have to like understand that I am just learning this, and all the little tricks and things like that I'm still discovering. But I mean, the longer I spend on this and the more videos I watch and all this sort of thing, that's kind of, you know. Oh, hang on. There we go. That's not a swear. Manually like an idiot. So what? No. I mean, it's just like, you just have to, you know, clean up what's going on. That's all. Yeah. Because you can see where it's gonna leak. Another thing that I can do is, since I've got the images sort of individually saved, I can also just, like, if a mistake happens, I can just slap a new image on top and it's not a big deal. Or I can even colorize them all separately and then just put them together. That's something I haven't tried yet. Which might actually end up being better for me in the long run. Alright. Now I feel like I need some like TV dials, maybe like a leg or two. Normally I would have made this decision earlier, but nerves are getting the better of me here. So let's see. So we're gonna create something right there under her dress. So just like a straight line. What I can do Thanks, potato. Here's something fun as well, where it's like, okay, I need to get these lines, they're white. So what I can actually end up doing is go back to what it was. So now I can do, so what you see here is I can do white lines or black lines down here, but not great, not great. I got all this here. So I'm gonna have to kind of make do. There we go. I have to do this just because I'm used to working with black. It's kind of how my head is. And hopefully no one will notice. It's all about hiding your mistakes, right? Okay. Shorten that bit out. Yeah, it'll be fine. This will be good. Yes. So we're at like 1. So yeah, I'm doing 1 pixel at a time here. Because why not? There we go. What I do like about this is when you're making lines, it tells you the degrees that your angle's on. So if you want to do like a perfect, 90-degree angle or 45, here's 45. There you go. That'd be a perfect 45 according to the line I just drew. You can see where it's lining up, so you know that they're even. So boom, we don't need that. For this TV, it's going to be a little bit old. Because, I mean, after all, they did invent the television, so they obviously had the first. Even though this one's a little more modern than the original television. And it's like, do I want 90 degrees? Do I want this to go straight? Or do I want it to look a little bit tapered? So you just kind of angle that. Just a taper, just a little bit. You can kind of see how that's going. And so if I want, I can continue with another smaller line to kind of, no, I want this at 9. I didn't let go, that was the problem. There we go. And then, so letting go of that, I can draw another line. So then it's kind of, at least, yeah, there we go. Shorten that baby out. I can move it because I can see that it's not quite the way I want it. Yeah, there we go. And then you can just fill that little space in. Obviously with the fill tool. Yes. Oop. That's what I was saying, when you have to kind of like merge things. So, okay, we're good. We will merge all the visible. Boom. So that's the difference right there. Yeah, so I've got a leak. Where's that leak? You can kind of see something going on here. I'm wondering. There's obviously a mistake here. So I'm going to have to figure that out. But instead of wasting my time, I'm just going to take my pen or my pencil. Just kind of do what I can here. And here's where you can kind of see where the mistake might be as well. So here, see, that's fine. That's where it is. That's the leak right here. Okay, why is it doing that? Do that. See if if I need to let go of something. That might be the problem. Okay. Guys. Oh, this is why. There we go. Boom. See, and there we go. We got... And I don't have to worry now about filling that last part at the bottom, because I've already fixed everything else. You can see it's kind of sloppy there. There we go. I'll come down. Boom. Or I could have just, you know, filled it in. So there we go. So there's that. You can see now it's got a leg. It looks a little better now for sure. In my opinion anyway. I don't know how you guys feel about it. But yeah. That's pretty much how she goes. I try not to complicate them. You can see something going on here. It's a bit of a shadow. I don't necessarily like it just because, you know what? She needs red shoes. Just because it kind of looks like it's part of her leg. So, easy solution. I do only want like some spots of red. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in under her dress as red. There we go. And I'm going to give her red shoes. See, if I fill that in, that's going to be a problem. So, boom. There we go. And then I'm going to... I can create a white line and make the shoe bigger instead of just having it like... So that's what I'm going to do. Make sure the line is white so you can see it. And do this. See, it's black here, so you want to go here, turn it white. I don't need a thick line for this, only because I'm just filling this in with red. It's going to be a thing. So here we go, we'll give her that. And we need to merge. You don't have to merge everything at once. You can merge single layers. So there we go. We got a little bit of red, a little bit of flash of red in here. As an ode to the old flags. A lot of blue, a lot of white, and a little bit of black here, just so then we're not confusing everything. Last thing I'm going to do is do a couple of knobs, which will be easy. You just go here to the ellipse tool. Obviously, to make an ellipse. Gonna be white. There we go. So I can either... I don't like that. It needs to be thicker. There we go. We can continue this and make it sort of... So you can even check to see if your sizes are exact. So 5'5", there we go. I can move them around. Out, see what's going on. I'd like to shift them over. So here again we've got layers, so I don't have to worry about what I'm doing here. Put them closer together. I can just erase. Oh. No, not the right one. There we go. That was the problem. Ah, yeah. There we go. It's back to being behind her. So there we go. There we go, guys. Alright. So here's the thing. Making the NFT. You have to find an NFT site. I use OpenSea. It's a very popular one. You do need a bit of money in order to start. So it's definitely something that it's like, if you want to do it, it's a long haul. Like, you want to really focus on it. You want to make sure that you've got a lot of product being shipped out. Otherwise, the money you put into it's just not going to be worth it. So here we go. I can price drop this if I want. I'm not going to, because this is for complete and utter ownership. That's what an NFT is. It proves that it's now their painting as opposed to yours that you just sold to someone. Not only that, but if someone buys this, every time that they sell it to someone else, which they can because it's now theirs, I've set it so there's a 10% royalty. Meaning that if, say for example, you know, they sell it for $100, I'm going to make $10 off of it. And then the next person who buys it, if they sell it for another 100, that's another 10 in my pocket, and it just kind of goes from there. Okay, so got this going on. Zoom out here so you can get a good look. I'm gonna save it. So file, save as. I'm gonna go to my finished art. You can see that they need to be JPEG. So you see my Russian one, my Japan one, Ireland, Spain, and you've also got Finland, which is the one I just sold here. Let's see if we can. There we go. You can see. I've decided to do one as well that was 3 screens because they look really nice when they're side by side. Here's a little bit of other art that I did that I'm not selling. But anyways, I digress. Here we go. We've got, so we'll save that as a JPEG. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole idea as to why I'm doing this, right? I'm showing people sort of like the process. And it gives people an idea as to whether that's the way they want to go, that's the way they don't want to go. I totally respect everybody's opinion on that. I'm just, oh, see, I didn't merge. See, that was silly of me. The art world is moving to the digital world. It's moving online. It's becoming less physical. And it's more of an ownership rather than a display thing. So we'll save that again. So it depends on sort of like what your goal is. As well as, are you going into cryptocurrencies? Because that's the big thing. Alright, so this is Scotland. We'll JPEG this. This one I can get rid of. I'll get rid of that later. I'm going to title this one, if it's not Scottish. We all know the end of that sentence. There we go. Just want to make sure. Just want to make sure everything's kind of spelled right, and I know I'm right, but you never know. So we'll just call it that. We'll save it. There we go. So then we go on to we go onto your site. This is my profile. So I've got all these on display, almost like a little nice shop. On my Instagram, they line up so nicely. Okay, so you're gonna go to my collections. Go to my collection here. And then I'm gonna add a new item. This is signing into my MetaMask account. So there we go, and you can finished art. There we go. It's not Scottish. Open. So that's what it's gonna look like on file. Okay. I'll worry about description later. I can take care of that another time. That's when I kind of actually think about what I want to say about that particular piece. Okay, so create. Right now, this particular site, there are other site options for NFTs. This is the one I chose just because this does a one-time fee, and then you can plop down as many as you want for no price, as opposed to some other sites you have to pay each time you put one down. It's called a gas fee. So for this site, obviously it says the number of copies that can be minted. So you're minting NFTs. It's a token. No gas cost to you. Quantities above are coming soon. So eventually I might be able to make like 10 NFTs of the same image. So 10 people can now sell it. And I can make 10% royalties off of those 10 people who will then also sell it to other people, widening my income net. Okay, so we're done there. We'll create. Now it's going to, I can either have a look. I'm going to try and sell it. So all my stuff has a price of 0.062 Ethereum. Right? So I'm going to put that in as well. There we go. So set price. Amount in Ethereum, 0.062. Right now that's equating to just over $200, which isn't expensive for an NFT. There we go, got everything good. And here you can do things like you can set a time limit. So when that time limit happens, the price goes down, and it can perpetually go down until someone does buy it. You want to look into doing art prints for your, okay, yeah. Prints for your art, that's definitely something that's worth it. You want access to a good scanner or something like that rather than taking pictures for that sort of thing. All right, so there we go. So post my listing. Oh, it looks really nice on there. And there we go, guys. It is now in my shop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I now have 6 out of 195. And there is the whole collection. Gonna go look for a place in town since I don't have a good scanner, but it's surprising. Staples is actually really good. You can do various things, like if you want to print it onto canvas instead of just paper. You can choose different kinds of paper. Yeah, and she'd be right. She's 100% right. Staples is amazing. Also, it's reasonably priced. So, but yeah, so that's it. Now, it is approaching on 11 p.m. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I hope this answered a few questions. I'm always up and available for other questions any time of the day. Honestly, I will tell you what I know. What I don't know, I will find out for you. Yeah. I don't mind. This is something that I'm deeply interested in, and I want to keep going, and I want to balls to the wall, this sort of thing. And once I do all 195, I'm going to start looking for new collection ideas. So I want to hear what you guys got to say, you know? And Cobra, I'm glad you learned things. I'm hoping everybody learned a little bit of something today, because that's kind of why I'm doing this, you know? You'll probably be doing art tomorrow night. Are you going to be streaming it? Because, let's see, tomorrow's Friday. Yeah? Okay. Do you know what time around you're going to be streaming this? Because I've got work from 6 to 9. If I can catch it before or after that, then I'm definitely jumping in, because I love watching other people do their thing. Anyways, guys, this is my OpenSea account. If you want to check it out, if you want to buy some NFTs, either from myself or anyone else that's creating, you need Ethereum. But yeah, you can check me out at Oddfellow. You just have to go to OpenSea, and then I'm the only Oddfellow in the entire site, so you'll be able to find me really easy. Also, I do have Instagram, which is Oddfellow's Art. I'll show you that. Instagram, you just gotta do that. Boom. Whatever. I'll just log into Facebook. Sure. Never mind. Anyways. I don't have it set up on my PC or anything like that. But yeah, if you go into Instagram, and all you have to do is type in, let's see if I can hang on. There we go. So this is what my username will be on there. There we go. Let's see if I can get that right in there. So Oddfellows art. Very, very simple, very easy to remember if you're interested in just even looking. I also do sell prints, what I call original prints. So I physically get the print out and I sign it myself with a small message on the back and the title. Also, I number the series. So if someone orders, like for example, I had someone order Finland today. I'll show you what I got them. This is the print that I got at Staples. This is done for them. Someone and their father, because he's from Finland. And yeah, see your guy. This is just your standard. So it's 12-point paper with a gloss finish. So it's a little thicker, it's a little sturdier, so it's not going to tear. And those sell for about $30 each with my original signature. And I'm also thinking about cutting pieces off the sketch and attaching little squares of the sketch onto the back. So then it's worth framing and protecting. But yeah, there's that too as well if you're interested in buying. And if you're buying something you don't see a country here that I haven't developed yet and you want one, I will move yours up to the queue, like to the front of the queue, since you're a paying client. Your country of choice will automatically be the first thing I start. So anyways, that's all I gotta say about this for now. But DM me, get into my Discord or other people's Discord that I'm in, just ask questions, look into NFT, look into Ethereum. Ethereum's doing really well, guys. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Anyways, have a great night, guys. Stay safe and stay sane.